We're back for day 2 of garage filling. I kind of finished up now this 3-car garage. I got pretty close last night. We put, I don't know, 2 or 3 more loads in it this morning. Come on. My little hook's always facing the wrong direction. But now we're on the 2-car garage because I'm waiting to hear back on the builder. I think I'm pretty much there. Come on, it looks like I'm on one side of it, I'm on the other. Perfect. Waiting to hear from the builder on exactly the floor heights or whatever. I don't want to put too much clay. I need to put some base rock on there. Woo, woo, woo. So like I said, I think we're pretty close. I had them dump just one more. I got 2 of them kind of piled. That one was supposed to be a little more behind me, but if you can tell, sorry, my windows are dirty. The builder thought it was going to be like top of floor 16 inches down from the finished floor in the house. So the finished floor will be 14 inches up from these walls, so the top of the concrete should be like 2 inches down from the concrete walls. And I'm sure they'll put a little bit of a pitch coming this way. So if that's the case, I got plenty of room in there. Maybe skim out one more load and then put, we'll do like 6 or 8 inches of base rock. I'll try to get these guys to back in. I want all the dirt where it's kind of in reachable distance, but I need to be able to track around these 2 sides to work on this garage. So this one seems a little small to maybe try to get the loader down in. So I just figure I'm going to use the grading bucket 2150, somewhat kind of rake it out, and then I'll just have to set that roller back down. I just got to be real careful and get this stuff fairly level, because that roller's kind of like a drunkard, it looks like. It's, yeah, you can back up there. So it's like very top heavy, being the same width all the way up and down. It doesn't, I guess they make them with like little extensions on the roller part, which would be nice to know before, or they're not quite as tippy. But I have found you can kind of, like in those corners, I can kind of let it run over there and just sit for a little bit, and it'll kind of pack its way down in some of that stuff. So it kind of flattens it out some then. But so I don't know if this one will be a little more of a slow go than that other one, but it's like half the size pretty much, so it may work out just fine doing it this way. I didn't get as carried away running the roller over the last couple lifts on the 3-car garage. I just kind of used the loader. I can't talk today. And kind of just tracked it in. I get a little nervous since there's nothing on the outside of the walls higher up. I don't think I can really push. I mean, I guess I could if I really worked at it, but I feel like that clay, as wet as it is, kind of packs in pretty well. And then, like I said, we'll put base rock on it, and hopefully they'll get a little rain or moisture on it, and that'll kind of help settle the rest of it. But it's kind of crazy. There's like this fine line between not enough compaction or too much compaction, it seems like, on these walls. It's a little stronger if it's a basement and it's got a floor kind of tying some of the stuff together than the crawl space. And then like all these corners and stuff in here, like that corner, and then like that wall over there with the storm shelter on it will be much stronger than this. Basically these 2 walls right here, this one will be the weakest one because it's just a straight shot. and there's nothing on that back side of it, where if you backfill the outside and then you start filling the inside in, you kind of have like equal pressure on both sides, so the wall doesn't, you're not going to push that wall out or anything then. So I'm not saying you don't have to be as careful or anything, but your chance of moving it's a whole lot less. So I usually go a little overboard on making sure I get everything good and compacted, but I got to try to, like I said, find that fine line on this one to not get too crazy with it. Ideally, that's why I actually like just filling these up with the clean rock, because clean stone's already got like a 98% compaction rate when you first put it in there, because those angulars just lock together and the stuff really can't settle anymore. I mean, it'll flatten out a little bit, like if you track over it or run the roller over it, it just kind of locks those angulars in. But the problem is you're putting this much material in these, you give people a price, like it was going to be $17,000 just for the clean rock in that garage right there, where they've probably spent maybe $8,000 or $9,000 with the clay. Because our clean stone's like $310, I believe, a load now. And that's like 15, 16 tons, or it's 150 a load for clay. But the thing about it is, I try to explain to everybody is, yeah, the clean rock is twice as much, but I can basically just start at one end with the loader and just start pushing that stuff in, or just dumping the trucks in there, and there's not as much time trying to really level out or compact it. So I don't really know. I guess you'll save a little bit doing this way, but I don't know if the savings is really that great or not, because I got my time. It takes longer, and I got to be a little more careful spreading this out, packing it in and lifts and such. So I mean, I guess I could always look at it as, yeah, I can make more money by doing the clay, but sometimes some of this stuff's, I would rather just do the clean rock, where you get a little peace of mind, it's not going to settle, and I got so much other stuff on my plate that if I can just knock this stuff out quicker and get on to the other stuff, that's fine as well. So I try to give the customer the option, instead of just saying, you got to do this, you got to do that, when they want some different options and pricing and stuff on there. So it can be done. It's just, there's always a trade-off with one of them, it seems like. And then the front porch and the back, I mean, they're still pretty crucial on getting it packed in there good, but the nice part about those is, like that front porch, the concrete will actually sit on top of those walls, so it's got a little more footing, where the garage floor is down inside here, so it's not actually resting on the walls, it's just up against there. So that's why you really want to make sure you can kind of get this packed in. You still want to on those porches, but it's just got a little extra help with sitting on those walls. So that's kind of the saving grace with it, is you just have a little more reinforcement to hold that up. Try to put it in. That's the bad part. I really can't get much closer. So that's where I have to I use that roller, and I just set it on there, and it actually kind of vibrates that down and pushes it back in that corner. I can maybe move over a few more inches, but I hate to have this excavator sitting, I mean, when I'm sitting right on the edge of this other concrete wall, so. Probably have to move around the corner to get that last little bit right in there, but we will get there. Always need a little more reach. So yeah, I'm gonna put just a few more buckets in, and then we'll drop the compactor back down in there and roll in another lift. Well, I made it back to the crawl space house again today. Had a little frostfooting to go dig this morning, but I did get all the clay in the 2 garages and pretty much up to the grade and tracked in that I was wanting. I got room in there for about 5 or 6 inches of base rock, and then they'll be ready to put the rebar and pour some concrete. So just for this afternoon, I'm going to try to, I scraped off some of this clay that was a little high out front. Probably going to shove it over and around the side of the house, and then had 5 loads of rock brought over here yesterday. We just kind of had to dump it there. It had all this clay in the way. That was the bad part about trying to get enough material where you can work on a Saturday. You just kind of got to bunch stuff up wherever. So it's a little, I don't know, further away, but I'll probably just jump in the loader and just kind of either push it in there, just 1 bucket at a time, because I pretty much just want to follow the grade that's there. And like I said, just put it on 4 or 5 inches thick. I thought about taking the dozer and trying to shove it up in here, but it's probably gonna be about as easy just to loader it, and then that way I can just kind of, at least for me anyway, it's kind of pull in here and just spread out a bucket at a time and kind of back drag it instead of just pushing it in a big pile and then spreading it back out again. So we'll jump in the loader and see if we can't get the, I want to get the rock in both garages and then this driveway area here and kind of get their driveway shaped back up, because he's wanting to get the flooring package in here at the beginning of the week. So this way they'll have a little bit of working space to stage materials and get some of that done. And then the rest of the time I'll take and kind of keep moving my clay around. I'm going to start filling that front porch in, and then if it doesn't, it's not going to take all that in that front porch, but a good chunk of what's over there next to the 2150, it'll take that. And then like these few piles, probably just loading the hydrema and try to work their way around to the back patio. But at least I just want to get the front yard and driveways shaped up for today.